What's going on? Let's go.
Yeah.
Red and Hova Show. Let me go and get me something. Let me see if I can get what I want right here. Yeah, there we go, Hova. You got the board. You got the board too, right, Hova?
Yeah. I got it.
Right, go on have the board, Hova. We doing things. It's hot now. Hot today is hot. Yes, sir. Let's go. Should not be multitasking to the show. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get it. I just can't wait. I can't wait. Oh, I can't. Let's get on to the show, man. I can't wait. We start.
All right, man.
That's a good sign. Let's get it, man. Let's get it.
All right, let's go ahead and do it then.
Let's go ahead and do it. Welcome to the Fred and Hova Show, everybody. This is your boy Fred. Hova's over there waiting on you. He gonna get you. Let's go. Welcome to the Fred and Hova Show. So happy to have everybody. Took a small little break last week, but I'm going to tell you about that in just a couple of seconds. But welcome to the Brandon Hova Show. We are here every Wednesday night from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. We are based in Atlanta, Georgia. And we talk about sports primarily in the state of Georgia, around the Atlanta area. But wherever you are from, feel free to be part of the show and speak on it. Hova, what you got?
Yeah, I want to thank the listeners, new listeners, for tuning in tonight. As always, we come to you guys every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Got an action-packed show tonight. Want to go ahead and give some shout-outs before we get into it. Give a shout-out to the sticking old school sticking sensation.
Yes, sir. Let's go. Morris Brown, let's go.
Yeah. You know, have to give a shout out to them, and if anyone has some kind of venue or some kind of event, they booking. They booking events or venues. So just reach out to us, and Brad, he'll take care of the rest. Um, I want to give a shout out to the Enhanced Sports Show. Lou is in the house. Lou will be joining us later on. And also, if you want to check out the Brad and Hova Show Facebook group, you can check it out. We have different posts, different type of content on there. If you want to be a part of our community, just hit us up. And also check out our website, www.sportsandbrews.com, where we have live content and beer content. All right, Brad, let's get into it.
Come on, man. Part of last week, I was into some shenanigans last week, last Wednesday. So your boy was over there in Vegas. I'm gonna drop a little bit of effort in the Facebook group. I haven't had a chance to drop in the Bread and Hova group page on Facebook yet. But your boy had a birthday last Wednesday. Glad to see another day around the earth.
All right.
The wife treated me out there to Vegas and had a chance to see Janet Jackson live.
That's what's up.
It was a great show. Yes, sir. She did 2 hours by herself.
Oh man, that's awesome. 2 hours by herself, no cameo appearances.
No cameo. No cameo.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah.
She opened and closed her own show.
That's what's up.
It was great. She looked great. She moved great. She sang great. The background, the band was slamming. The band was off the chain.
One thing I could say, Janet Jackson, you're always gonna get a good show. You're gonna get a good show.
Yeah, that was some quality.
She gonna make sure of that.
You want to talk about quality production, and I hope that does not get lost. I haven't seen a lot of the new people nowadays, but I would hope that does not get lost. With the new people, the young people coming up. So I would hope that stays the same, but she puts on a show. So it's my first time going to a show in Vegas. I know she has residency there. Well, she just completed it last week. So I caught her last showing in Vegas.
Cool.
Yeah, man, it was all good. So it's my first, but hopefully it won't be my last. I love it. It was over in the resorts over over at the Hilton. So I don't know if anybody's familiar. It's in the northern half of the strip, and it was awesome. So
Yeah.
it's funny when you go to Vegas because most of all the hotels have the same stuff. So
Right.
like, where'd you go? Well, I mean, it's all of them got the same stuff. Not all of them have shows at the same time. So the hotel we were at, we were at the MGM last time. This time we were at Treasure Island. But
Okay.
I just thought it looked real cool. So Treasure Island has been there for quite some time. So, but they got the same stuff. Everybody's got a sports book. You can't have a hotel there without a sports book.
Yeah.
So you gotta have that. Their
Right.
sports book was tight. You could catch any game that was going on. I got a good seat every time. That's one good thing I can say about that hotel that I can't say about MGM.
Yeah.
If there's a popular event going on, Monday night, Thursday night football, it's hard to get a seat in the MGM.
Yeah.
At least it was when I was there. But you go to somewhere like the in between spots, and you'll find some good seating. Even though it was crowded, I still had some good seats. So pretty good, awesome, and I will be going back. That was my birthday. Thanks to my wife. Treated me real good there. I had a very good time. So it was
Awesome.
excellent.
Awesome, man. Awesome. That's what I'm
So
talking about.
yes, sir, Hova. So yes, sir. So and the one last thing about it is, when you're in the hotel, a lot of times, man, you don't have, sometimes you don't know what side of the hotel you're staying on, what side that your room is on. You're not always on the strip, and
Yeah.
sometimes you're on the other side. So we were on the other side, and it just so happened every morning that we woke up. I sent you a picture. I don't know if you noticed it though, but every morning we woke up, we opened the windows and Trump Tower was right there in our face. So I woke up the Trump Tower every day.
Oh
Looking at
man.
it was funny.
Interesting.
So yeah, I did take a picture of that. I thought it was quite funny. And we'll talk about him a tad bit later. But look, man, got to catch up, man, a little bit. Bud and Canelo, we want to talk about it last week. I won't spend a lot of time on it because we're going to talk a lot about this football stuff going on. But Bud beat Canelo.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy. The only thing most of us picked Bud Crawford to win the fight. A lot of us did. But it was a concern about how he would handle the extra weight as the fight grew longer, went into deeper rounds.
Yeah.
He handled the weight just fine. It wasn't a problem.
Yeah.
Looked like he could have gone about 5 more rounds. He looked fresh after the fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
What you thought about that fight, Hope?
Yeah, man. I think he had a good camp. You're right. I mean, that was always the big unknown that we weren't really sure, how he would handle the extra weight.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
to be honest, after I saw once I saw them do the stare and all that at the press, and I was like, yeah, he was in shape, man.
yeah,
The weight fitted perfect. You know what I'm saying? As far as I,
yeah,
I was like, hell, he looked ready to roll.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
He did.
and then like we talked about, I said, Canelo gonna have to fight his best fight, and
Yeah,
I think he gave it best of what he could do, but Bud just got a lot of skill in the tool, or he got a lot of tools in the toolbox, So
lot of tools in the belt.
yeah, in the belt. So as far as the way I saw it, I mean, figured it out a little bit, but then it kind of looked like easy work to me, Brad. I don't know about
It
you.
was easy work. Yeah, it was easy work. It was easy work. You thought it was easy work when Floyd fought him, and everybody like, well, he caught Canelo when he was still young, but I know he was up and coming when he was hot.
Yeah,
So he was the hot boxer still, beating everybody else.
but the difference is Floyd didn't put on the weight.
Floyd didn't put on the weight. Yeah, right,
he got him
exactly.
at a catch weight, so a little bit
Got him at a catch. Got him at a catch
that's
weight.
a little bit different, yeah.
It's a lot different because Bud fought at a weight that was comfortable for Canelo.
Right.
He went to Canelo's comfort zone, not his own. So a lot's got to be said about what he did. I think, for the most part, even on the majority of Canelo fans that I've been reading about on social media, gave Bud props because they're like, look, there was no denying how far apart this fight was, and everybody's like, well, hell, if he went a couple more rounds, you probably would have took him out. Which that's what it kind of looked like to me later on, because I think that Canelo got tired. You thinking that Bud was going to get tired? I think it worked in the reverse this time to where Canelo got tired. He looked tired in the later rounds, and he looked very frustrated through the fight. He just couldn't catch it. He got connected. He got tagged. He got stung. I remember when they both. Went at it in the 10th, 11th, maybe it might have been the 12th round. And when they went toe to toe, he was like, okay, but like, no, I'm going toe to toe. Let's go. He didn't see it. And when it was the last round, he kept getting caught. And he caught him with like a left roundhouse or something like that, overhand left or something like that. And I don't know if you noticed it, but it buckled it. It buckled Canelo.
Yeah.
And it was just, ooh, man, one more. Oh, man, it was so close. But you can see after the fight, Canelo was beat up. He was bruised up, busted lip, just, eye was brown and black already. He just got beat up in that fight. Wasn't even close. And I think the most disappointing part about that fight was the judges' scores.
Yeah.
The way they had it close, like 115, 113.
They made it seem to be a little closer than, it wasn't that close.
It was. I think, and I'll be honest, I'm not exaggerating. I think Canelo may have had a close. I may have given him 2 rounds, man.
Yeah.
I think I maybe have given him 2 rounds. Really won, but I went on and gave him 2 rounds because I just, it was fairly even. So I give the tie to the champion now.
Yeah.
But look, Canelo's got nothing to hold his head down about. I think he fought the best he could.
I think he did too.
I've seen a lot of Canelo. I've seen a lot of Canelo fights. Seen a lot of Bud fights. And I thought both of these guys were on their A game. What you think about that, Hova?
Yeah, I think they both came on their A game. It just one guy just like I said, just got one guy, I'm gonna take the words from Roy Jones. One guy has one way, to get it done, and you got another guy got about 6 or 7 ways to get it done.
Oh yeah.
That's the best way I can explain it.
Yeah. Well, no, that's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. He had so many different ways. And he stayed. So I was like, man, I'm gonna switch up. No, don't switch up. What you doing is working. Don't switch up.
Yeah.
So I want to switch. He got comfortable, wanted to switch up. And no, don't do it. Stick to the game plan. All right, I'll stick to the game plan.
Yeah, man. But like I said, it was easy work, man.
It was easy work. So where does Bud go from here?
Well, I think he just ride off into the sunset. I mean, he's 36, 37.
Yeah.
I mean, he don't have really nothing else really to prove as far as my point of view.
No.
There may be a fight out there that could be made, to get a bag.
Yeah.
But it's up to him, man. But if I was him, I think I'd just ride off into the sunset. Unless he, like I said, if he find, if he want to do like Mayweather now and get these exhibition bags, okay, I get it. But that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's come out it's like every day, every other day, I'm seeing people coming at him. Everybody coming at him for a fight try, but everybody ain't gonna come with that bag though.
No.
So everybody's talking Charlo and everybody. I mean, all of these fights ain't gonna make a lot of money.
But that's the thing. So why should he waste his time with it, right?
Don't waste your time. Yeah, don't waste your time.
Yeah,
You the champ.
because with him and
Yeah, you
Canelo,
the champ.
even though he didn't get the big pay, I mean, he got paid swell, but he didn't get the big pay like Canelo. Canelo.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just don't see Bud. I'm not saying he'll get his pay, but he's not gonna draw what Canelo will get. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It is what it is on that. You know what I'm saying? And he knows that. So,
yeah,
like I said, it's not that he can't continue to get nice payday, but he's
yeah,
not gonna get a Canelo bag.
yeah,
Unless he fight another up and coming Mexican boxer, something
yeah,
like a Canelo. You might can raise the stakes a little bit, but right now,
yeah,
man,
yeah. You're about 3 years away from that.
yeah, you're a couple of years from that, and I don't think
And he's
so.
40 in. Yeah,
Yeah, so I think that's what I think, Brad. I think he should just ride it on out, man,
yeah,
to the sunset, and he will go down to boxing Hall of Fame, no doubt about
yeah,
that, and
yeah,
um, but like I said, if there's a fight to be made to get another bag, hey, I don't blame if you want to take it, that's fine.
yeah,
But
yeah. I mean, I probably wouldn't take no more than one fight.
that's what I'm
One.
saying. If you want to get another, maybe one
Yeah,
little extra,
yeah. Get your little extra one in. Make some on your terms for a
Yeah, 'cause
change.
that's what Mayweather did. He
Yeah,
went out on I forgot the guy. I think it was Berto. But
yeah, 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 yeah.
but he was just
Berto.
trying. He went ahead and collect a quick bag, helped out his
Right.
buddy.
Yep,
So
yep.
he may
Yeah, I'll
decide
leave
to
it at
do
that.
something like he
Yeah.
may do something like that. Maybe.
And so I know Floyd been popping off at the jaw, talking stuff, and this, that, and the other, and everybody trying to pit them against each other, whatever. And Bud's responding the right way, like, hey, this guy's just you're old. What's in it for me? But let me just one last thing about the Canelo fight is I don't know if you saw the video after the fight, the way he gave the belt to. Well, the thing about that, I think uh, that's a normal course of boxing. When there's a change of championships and the belts, because the belts are custom made.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so he's going to get his own belts. So don't worry about that. He's going to get his own belts made, but it's
Mhm.
customary. But a lot of times it's not customary to give them like right after the fight. It ain't. No, he's gonna have to come get these from me. I just won these. He's gonna have to come get them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but Bud like no. Let this man take these bad boy. I'm gonna go and get mine when it's time, and he earned them. Let him take them home. Don't send him home with nothing with his family here. And so he gave it to him. He gave his daughter a high five and shook his wife's hand. And I just thought it was just a beautiful thing because it wasn't a nasty bout. They said some things, but it was part of the business part of boxing to where they have to be like a little WWE. They got to sell the tickets. And so they're gonna have to, talk that talk. It's part of the game. But it was really no animosity. I think there's a lot of respect from both of them for each other.
Mhm.
Both of them,
Mhm.
very, very high level of respect, which is you don't see that a lot. But I like that from both of those guys. They hugged it out, and Canelo was very thankful. He's like, no, this is a great fight. He's a good person. This is good. He's just a really good person. Told everybody that. And Bud went back. But look, man, where does Bud stand in history? Is it better than
Uh,
Floyd?
I
Let
mean,
me just
he's
cut
right
to the
up there,
chase.
man. I
Is he
mean,
better than
shoot,
Floyd?
yeah, he's right up there. Is he better than is he better than Floyd? I mean,
I think,
they both got zeros. They
yeah,
both got, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So,
yeah.
and I just put it in my book. Is he better than Floyd? The only way I can say he would be better than Floyd, I have to see them two fight each other, right?
So you're never gonna see that.
But you're never
Not in
gonna
their
see
prime.
that.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
in their
no,
prime.
no.
I mean, if you were to
I'm
see
just
them fight,
saying,
yeah, if you were to
but
see them fight next year, you don't want to see that. I mean, that's the older
but
Floyd.
it's an
You
old
know,
right. It's not. It wouldn't be a fair fight, right? It's an old
yeah,
Floyd.
it's
So
old Floyd.
Floyd is retired. Floyd is enjoying his money.
Yeah,
I don't even. He don't even have the hunger, right? So
no,
I don't.
right.
I don't. I won't even see that as being a fair fight. I can't say whether he's better than Floyd, but what I will say is I think that his record speaks for itself. I think
Yeah,
I think uh he's right there with Floyd. That's how
yeah,
I in my book. I
yeah,
don't think you can separate the two. Because Floyd
yeah,
is a
yeah.
hell of a
So
fighter too. So I got to put
yeah, about that.
so
Yeah,
I can't say
no
whether
doubt.
Crawford is better than Floyd or Floyd is better than Crawford. To be honest, I just say they right there together.
Yeah.
Hell,
So
before yeah
yeah, and I feel you on that because I would say this. I think that during this era of boxing, I think Bud Crawford proved that he's the best fighter in this era,
I agree with that.
bar none. I mean, and you, I believe that, but he had to fight Canelo to prove it.
Yeah,
Otherwise, he would have had to share that stage with Canelo if they never fought each other.
yeah,
But and then most people would say Canelo was better. I'm
yeah,
just be frank. That's boxing.
yeah.
So I'm glad they had a chance to just say, okay, he proved that he was the best because he fought it. I think Floyd was the best in his era.
I agree with that.
He beat everybody he was supposed to beat. And then by the time these young boys came up, why Floyd want to fight these young boys? No,
Too much
not
risk,
doing that.
right?
No, I'm not
Yeah.
doing that. No. People just want to see him lose. People that want to see him lose will want to see him fight the little young bucks. But
Right,
no,
right.
no, he ain't got to fight him. No, let
There's
them fight.
nothing. I mean, there's too much risk, and there's nothing for him to prove, right? So why?
50 fights, 50 and 0. Fought 50. That's legit. So and that's kind of the thing. I know we have a lot of fun barbershop talk about the greatest of all times and all that kind of stuff. Everybody's like Muhammad Ali and this, that, and the other. But I think now in today's time, you can break them down in different eras because it's, Muhammad Ali never fought Floyd. Floyd never fought him, never fought Bud and all these other fights. They've never fought each other. So technically it's like, you know, Floyd is undefeated.
Yeah,
But I'm
yeah.
not going there. That's the discussion for another day. But I'm just putting that out there. That's a discussion for a different day. Just real quick, and I'm gonna move on. Jake Paul versus Tank Davis. I think that's the most idiotic matchup that I've ever seen in my entire life. That should not happen. I know he's going for the bag, but I think that's the most idiotic thing that I've seen. There's no way that Tank Davis is gonna put on 60 pounds. No freaking way. The guy's 5'4". That's not humanly possible.
Yeah, man. You know what, man? I mean, as far as the way I see it, man, yeah, I mean, like you said, it's all about the bag. It's a
Yeah,
circus. I even call it a circus fight.
it
Hell,
is. It's a circus fight.
it's a circus fight. Um, hell, could Tank maybe made a fight to fight Kevin Hart? Maybe that would have been a more maybe that might have been more equal and entertaining to see. Even
Yeah,
though I think Kevin Hart might be a little bigger because he been hitting the weights and
he
all.
been in the
So
weight, man, for real.
yeah,
Yes,
he might be a little too heavy for him.
he might be. Yeah, but
So
yeah, I don't know, Hov. I don't. I think it's just talk. I think the social media got the best of them, and I think it just goes away. Nobody really wants to see this. It's
well, it's entertainment.
uh,
You just take it for what it is. It's
yeah,
entertainment. We already know it's about a bag, and it just.
yeah,
I mean, there's no way you could take the fight seriously. Just
no,
look at it as I hate to put it. I keep using the word a clown show, but it is what it
yeah.
is, man.
It is what it is. So look, man. Speaking of clowns, um, and all this stuff went down while I was still in Vegas about this thing between Donald and Jimmy Kimmel. And I'm like, what? Next thing you know, it's like, what? They're taking Jimmy Kimmel off the air for what? Indefinitely for what? It's unprecedented. I've never seen anything like this in my entire life. So I think when you talk about freedom of speech, I think to a point that cross all party lines, because everybody really wants this is America. Everybody wants hell, we want our platform to say what we want to a point. and everybody needs freedom of expression. That's a threat to the Constitution. And so you don't want to do that. You don't want to put yourself there. You want to always be president. There's going to be a Democrat that's going to be over there at the end of the, and so, so you don't want to carry on this trend of this kind of stuff to where you're challenging the Constitution, especially in this kind of way. And my thing is, your focus needs to be, I think you got bigger fish to fry than worried about who's on TV, talking about you because you hurt your feelings. So, so just real quick, that's all. I just think that, I think all of our amendment rights, constitutional rights, they need to stay intact. That number one. I know some things that he said about, Kirk, this, that, and the other. I'm not going there. But I think that if you saw Jimmy Kimmel last night, I thought it was, I think he was surgical in terms of how he handled the whole situation. So hats off to Jimmy Kimmel in terms of how he handled that entire situation last night. I don't know if you had a chance to check that out, Hova.
No, I did, man, and I'm gonna be quite honest. I mean, I don't even look at night shows to be honest. You know what I'm saying? So I think to your point, everyone has their right to even though he's giving his opinions on TV, but if you don't want to see it, then just don't tune in. You do have that choice, right? It's just that simple, right?
Just don't tune in.
Not to. I just think we just make things so complicated, and everybody gets so sensitive about things and social media and that's really the whole mark of it is with social media now. Nothing's private, even your opinions. Everything just everybody can, even if you don't want to look for it. But if you're on social media, you're gonna get it. As a matter of fact, on my on my phone, ESPN, it used to be they just broadcast a notification about what's going on in the sports world. Next thing I know, ESPN propping up, hey, Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
Ain't got nothing to do with
exactly.
I'm just noticing it ain't got nothing.
Not at all.
It got look. Next thing I know, ESPN is talking about Cardi B. I'm like, what are you? She's pregnant. So I mean, how is that sports news?
That is not sports.
Okay, because she's dating that, but really, I mean,
because he's dating
the Diggs. Okay, but if he's not catching touchdowns, I mean, why we need to know about him getting somebody? I mean, I'm just saying, social.
It's just like Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift.
Yeah, propped up boot Taylor Swift.
And she pops up at the game, and they keep panning over to her.
I guess my point, the point I'm getting at is, but I'm not lying. I mean, even on ESPN, Jimmy Kimmel popped up, and he don't even play sports. So, but anyway, man. So
I mean, but I will say this. I think how it's related is it's not just about Jimmy Kimmel, but if you put it in its proper context, it's in terms of the freedom of speech which affects the media business in sports. Because if you're allowed to censor a comedian in terms of something that you don't like, then all of what we do gets threatened also. And everything that people do, you can't talk about because what's normal for people to talk about and express themselves on social media, sports platforms, podcasts, all of these things are open to get challenged because they would be unprecedented if that was to move on. So I think that it's a big brouhaha. The FCC, director, that's a big mess. And ABC now Donald wants to sue ABC for it's a whole big mess. But without getting intertwined into all of that, I think that at the end of the day, the right decisions were made. And from this point, let the lawyers handle it. But I think I think that everything has been preserved up to this point. I'm happy that that the right thing happened in this instance, and Jimmy handled it perfectly. We got to move back. Let's bring it back to sports, man. Let's bring it back to college football, man. We got a lot going on. I want to jump to the Georgia thing, but before I jump to the Bulldogs, man, we just college weekend review real quick with Miami over Florida. Dake didn't look all that great. Lagway sucked. But there's no surprise that Miami got the win over Florida. Florida's in a heap of trouble. I don't even know if Billy Napier's gonna make it through the season. But who cares? It's Florida. It's them problem, not a us problem. So I hope they keep Napier. I don't care what they do. By the time Georgia sees them, I really don't care. They keep Napier, get rid of him. We'll beat them. It really doesn't matter what they do.
Yeah.
At Miami, I think Miami's a bit overrated, but it'll work itself out.
Yeah, I think they overrated too. I wasn't that impressed with especially with Beck.
Right.
I saw some tendencies there. What he did when he played with the Bulldogs.
Mm-hmm.
And so I see those tendencies have, they still there, if you know what I mean.
Yes,
so,
sir.
yes,
sir.
So it's just a matter of time when they do go up against a team which is, got their offense together and play some good defense. Then you're gonna see what it's all about. Then.
Yeah.
I wonder what Lou got to say about it. We got Lou in the backstage.
Bring him on.
Get old Lou on here. Let's see. Let me disable this camera here. Okay.
There you go. There we go. Cool. Lou.
Okay. Hey. There we are.
There he is.
Hey, Lou.
Yeah. I accidentally muted myself, I think.
No, you're good. We got
you good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you get a chance to watch that Miami Florida game?
I did.
What do you think?
I'll tell you who's really the big surprise this year. Florida State's been the big surprise. I mean, last year there's 2-10, and look at them now. Now they're in the top 10.
Yeah, Florida State had a little bit of a cupcake last week. But eventually they're going to end up playing, them in Miami. I think they're going to end up playing around the end of the year or something like that.
Yeah.
So that'll be, if Miami survives to that point, Florida State outside of Alabama, we'll find out what Alabama is on Saturday, I guess.
Yes.
We're gonna talk about that, but Florida State, they look pretty solid.
They do. It surprised me this year. They really did.
They look pretty solid. So we'll see if that keeps up. Now, Indiana pounded Illinois. Both were ranked. Everybody wants to know if Indiana
expected better than that.
They pounded Illinois, man. It wasn't even close. So we'll see how long Indiana can keep that up. We'll see how good they really are. But I thought it was a pretty good game between Oklahoma and Auburn. You guys get a chance to check that game out?
Which one?
Oklahoma and Auburn.
No, I didn't get to see that one.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of it. Of it. I think Oklahoma's for real, man.
Apparently, yes.
They got a problem now though. I think their
quarterback's out.
Yeah, so that kind of changes a little bit because he was a big.
No, that was what made the team go.
He made the team go. So now you got that big question mark.
Yeah, we'll see. So with Auburn, I think Auburn has a good team. I like their defense still, but when they get against the really good teams, the upper crust teams, they have problems scoring. So I just think that the scoring part of Auburn, their scoring woes just came back to haunt them, man. That it does them in every year. So that offense still has some problems being imaginative, being creative. Just they got good offensive linemen. They just, I don't know, man. They just got problems scoring, my opinion. So we'll see what happens with that. Look, guys, this weekend, Georgia had a thank goodness Georgia had a bye. We needed that. We needed that. So you got LSU against Ole Miss going up. coming up this weekend. Who you guys got in that matchup this weekend? I mean, LSU is ranked. They're like what, number 3, number 4 in the country. Ole Miss is ranked. So who you guys got? What do you guys think about that matchup?
You know,
Go ahead, Lou.
you might find it surprising. You might think at home, Ole Miss might take it.
Yep. What you thinking on that one, Hope?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Lou on this one. Ole Miss, they're hard to beat at home. Um, uh, well, but LSU has, proven that they can win on the road.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not gonna be easy win. It's gonna be a hard fought game. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised Ole Miss win actually.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. I think the odds makers have them Ole Miss by a point and a half on this one, so that means that it could go either way, even though it's a home game. I think that normally I would pick LSU in this matchup because I'm still not a big believer in Ole Miss's defense,
Mm-hmm.
but I will say Ole Miss defense plays its best ball at home.
Yeah,
They play above themselves at home. I mean, they're not that great of a defense, but they happen to pull it together at home when they need them.
yeah.
So this one was a close one for me. I'm not surprised with either team that may come out of this, but just because Ole Miss is at home, I'm rolling Ole Miss. Not a big one. This is just to mention that Georgia Tech's playing Wake Forest. Georgia Tech's they're the favorite by 13 and a half, of course. So I just wanted to mention the home team. Georgia Tech keeps rolling along, y'all. Undefeated. Georgia may have a problem. So
Yeah. Yeah,
Georgia may have a problem.
that's definitely not gonna be a easy game by no means. That team is playing with a lot of confidence.
A lot of confidence with it. It's the same thing like Oklahoma. I think Tech goes is King goes, Haynes King goes, the quarterback. So as long as he stays healthy, that team will find the end zone, and that affects everybody.
Yep.
They're strong in the trenches, or pretty decent in the trenches. I won't say strong, but I think they're pretty feisty, pretty solid in the trenches. Because Brent Keys has done a great job in recruiting those guys, and he knows what he needs, and he's molded them, into the identity of him and what he likes. He's a rugged guy. He hates Georgia, and all of this is to get these guys ready. But I'm like, Brent, forget about Georgia. You could be in the playoffs, man. Whatever, But the two big games. Let's talk about it, guys. The first big game is going to be Penn State versus Oregon. It's going to be a whiteout up there at Penn State. The odds makers have Penn State up by 3.5 in this one at home. Luke, who you think is going to win this one between Oregon and Penn State?
It's a tough one, but I think I see Oregon winning this one.
Not mad at it. Hova?
Yeah. I'm going with Penn State.
Woo. Brr. I think I don't know, man. I don't think this is a tough one. I like Oregon, man. I think Oregon's good. I think Oregon's a really good team. And with Penn State, I mean, it's just the same old Penn State that we normally see. I mean, Penn State's hot, when they're playing everybody else other than Ohio State and now maybe Oregon. And so it's always going to be that one or two teams that they're going to beat themselves on. And they usually beat themselves against Ohio State every year. They're going to find those guys.
It's real simple, man. These games like this is all about turnovers. Who can avoid the turnovers and who can establish the running game. Yeah. That's what's going to be the difference in that game. And I if I had to go with the running game, I think Penn State has they got a pretty good running game with those two guys. I can't think of those guys' names.
Yeah.
But if they can establish the run game and avoid the turnovers, I like their chances.
Yep.
But
Agreed.
if they can't establish their run game, it's gonna be a long day because that quarterback is shaky at best.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I this is a tough one for me, man. So I am going to Oregon on this one. I'm going to Oregon on this one. It's tough though. I'm going to Oregon. All right, guys. Game of the week. We got UGA and Bama. They playing in Athens. The odds makers have UGA about 3.5 or 3, somewhere along there, 3.5, depending on what mood they're in. Look, guys, Kirby is 1-6 against Alabama. All right. But Georgia is 30 straight at home. 30, something's got to give.
Mm-hmm.
You on 30, which is an all-time SEC record for home winning streaks. Georgia holds that. Every record that Georgia has had, at least since Kirby's been there, Alabama has broken it. So do you guys have you guys heard of the term Baba Yaga?
Mm-mm.
You guys watch the John Wick? Anybody? You
That's
watch
right.
John?
No,
You watch
I
John
haven't
Wick?
heard.
You watch that, Lou?
I've heard it, but I haven't. I think I've only seen one movie.
Yeah. You remember John Wick, Hova?
yep,
You remember the Baba
Yeah.
Yaga?
no.
All right.
yeah.
Let me tell you, Baba Yaga. Watch it again. Watch it again, man. Baba Yaga is a Russian term that means the boogeyman.
Okay.
Right.
And John, they call
I
John
get it.
Wick
I get it.
the
That was your
boogeyman,
response.
right? Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I got it now. I got you.
Call
Yeah,
John
yeah,
Wick the
And the
boogeyman.
Georgia Bulldogs beat the boogeyman. Okay, I get it
And
now.
Georgia
yeah.
Bulldogs beat the
I get it.
boogeyman. Yes.
Well, let's put this way, guys. If you remember the 70s, I'm a boogeyman. I'm a boogeyman.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yes, thank you.
I
Yes,
saw my
sir.
age here, you know.
Who was that?
Yeah,
KC and the
hey.
Sunshine Band? Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
where I got the boogeyman from.
yes. And if you're a wrestling fan, Jimmy the Boogie Woogie Man back. So,
I couldn't
so
resist.
yeah. So look, so I'm putting that out there because Georgia's had great teams, but when they run into Alabama, there's always been a problem. There's a problem.
Well, between those two rivals, there's always a problem.
It's a problem. That first championship we played against each other.
Yeah.
And we went to overtime, and that pass that Devontae Smith did us in. You know, I mean that hurt. I looked at the TV screen for about an hour or so after that game was over. I mean, nothing was on. I turned the game. I didn't want to hit up the post conference interviews, anything. I turned the TV off, but I was looking at the screen for about an hour. I was so hurt. It wasn't as bad as the Falcons. It wasn't as bad as the Falcons. What's that again, Lou?
Sounds like me when I was watching the Yankees lose to the D-backs in Game 7. I just sat there for 20 minutes. I'm like,
yeah. That.
I'm like, what? Part. I'm like, what the hell?
That part. So look, guys. So who's going? What's the thoughts on this game, Lou? Who do you think is going to win this game between Georgia?
I'm thinking Georgia.
Georgia. He's got Georgia in this one.
Alabama has not been the same since Nick Saban left. I mean, they've become mediocre at best. You know, they're not the same team. You know, that was with when Saban was there was totally dominant, and of course, Alabama
I agree with that.
Everybody else to shame since he retired. Alabama is not. Let's just say the tide has rolled over the other direction. This is not the same team that was with Nick Saban.
But Georgia found a way to lose this game, and they went down early last year. And granted the team came back, and almost won the game, but you can't get down early against Alabama with that much talent.
No.
Who you got to listen? I mean, who you think gonna win? I know who you're going for, but who you think gonna win?
I gotta go. I mean, I gotta go with Lou. Lou, he make a very good point. It's not the Alabama. I mean, they're not the Alabama team coached by Saban. right? They're just not. They're not. That's who. They're not that team. Now, if Saban was coaching, I don't know. Maybe I would think a little differently. But and we talked about it, Brad. That Alabama coach, I don't have a lot of confidence in that dude. I just think that he's the type of guy. Oh yeah, the team looked great against lesser opponents, cupcakes. But when they play the big games, man, I don't know. His decision making kind of like Tennessee coach. But anyway,
Yeah,
it's kind of like you just wondering what decision he gonna make that just screw it up. So I'm going with Georgia, man. I think Georgia they play very good at home. And it's one of the hardest places to win. And if you look at if you look at the history and the stats on that,
yeah,
it's I would say maybe up in the top five
yeah, yeah.
hardest places to win.
The win, it is.
Not to say
It's up
that,
there with
not to
Alabama.
say we haven't had a team won there, but it's a damn
Yeah,
hard place to win. So they got the home field advantage edge, no doubt about that. Between the hedges, and yeah, man, I just think they, do I think the game? I believe it's going to be some scoring. I definitely feel like there's
yeah,
going to be some scoring. Um, and then the other thing too, not Tennessee, but Alabama quarterback.
yeah. Sims, yeah,
Yeah, he's mediocre at best. I didn't get. I mean, he's been playing. Don't get me wrong. I think he's
yeah,
up.
yeah,
He's been
yeah,
playing well now that they've been going against not really the best of the best defenses. But if
yeah,
you look at when they started out the season when they played Florida State, man, yeah, dude, I think Florida State put out the blueprint, yeah,
yeah,
uh, to
yeah,
to handle him. And I
yeah.
think Georgia, all they need to do really is look at that tape. And
Yeah, yeah. And look, yeah, I think you got to treat him like a snake if you're Georgia. You got to cut off the head because if you don't cut off the head, he gonna burn it. What I mean by that is they still got good receivers. That George Ryan, was it Ryan Washington, Ryan Williams,
yeah,
receiver. He torched Georgia last year, torched us.
True.
And they got another. They got another one on the other side. So if I'm shake. I think I'm a little shaky on our defensive back. I just am based on what we saw against Tennessee. We found a way to get it together, but I think Tennessee's got a much better offense than Alabama
I
by
agree
far.
with that. I agree with
By
that.
far. I mean, better quarterback, better
I
receiver,
I agree with
better
that.
better running back, probably even a better offensive line.
I agree with that.
We almost lost that game, but almost don't get. But that's what it takes to beat a Georgia, and Alabama ain't got it. But my problem is this: it's the Bubba Yaga syndrome, and for whatever it is, I know the boys not as Nick Saban, but they found. No, let me back up. Georgia found a way to shoot themselves in the foot against Alabama.
They got to
Do it
avoid.
every time.
They got to avoid the turnover mistakes.
Do it
That's
all the
what
time.
they. I'm serious. I mean that I just make it like this. They can't beat themselves.
Can't beat yourself.
Um, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you're right, and that goes back to the Baba Yaga.
It's
You can't
Baba
beat
Yaga.
yourself. But I do think if they can come up with some defensive packages where they can get to Alabama quarterback early and rattle him up a little bit, they got a good chance. No doubt about that. You start putting it, you start rattling him up a little bit, he's gonna give you a pick six. So I think so that's what I think, man. Just go ahead, just look at that Florida State, because that's what they were getting at. Get if they can get packages to get to that guy,
Mm-hmm.
rattle him up good enough, they got a good shot. He's not the most mobile guy, but I
No,
think if
he's
they,
not.
he's not an Archie Manning, but I
Yeah.
think if you can get in there and rattle him up early, get to
Yeah.
him. Matter of fact, don't let him get, you know, don't let him get comfortable. Don't let him get comfortable. But if you can get in there and rattle him up early, I like their chances. I like
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
chances.
I would say this about Kirby. Kirby's generally pretty good against quarterbacks that don't move. So
That's what I mean. Yeah,
if you check the record with Georgia against quarterbacks that are not mobile, Georgia
pretty good.
usually
Yeah,
pretty good against those teams defensively. They probably can't move the ball. But I don't know, man. Georgia finds a way. Georgia should have won last year. I don't care. Georgia should have won last year, even with Miro. Should have won. Should have. Would have. Could have.
the problem,
Georgia.
the Miro, the different though. He was a mobile. That's
He
a
was a
dual.
mobile
He was a
quarterback.
dual threat
He
quarterback.
didn't do a three.
This guy's not a dual threat.
No,
He
he's
got
not
a
doing
little
it.
mobility, but he not no Miro. So,
No, no.
yeah, he's not
No,
no Miro.
I think that I don't know, man. I think that I think Bama wins by 2 by field goal. Georgia's got to show me something. I'm not saying Georgia's not good. I'm not saying Georgia can't win. Georgia can beat the guy. I thought they could win last year. Should have won last year. Should win on Saturday.
Like I said, man, and I get you. I get what you're saying. I just those are my two question marks. The damn Alabama coach and that quarterback. Those are the two. Those are the two. I got question marks.
And I'm just speaking as a football guy, not a Georgia fan. Of course, I want them to win, or I think they go as a Georgia fan, of course. But if I take the hat off and I become just a college football fan, and I look at what Georgia's done against Alabama the last 7 games, you 1-6. Like, wait a minute, and you're 0-1 since Nick Saban's been gone. Like, oh, hold up, what's going on?
You're right. They should have won. Georgia defense always had a hard time with damn dual threat quarterback. But we don't have that. We don't have that. I think Lou said it better. I mean, Alabama's Alabama, but it's not that team last year. They don't have a dual they don't have a dual threat quarterback. They got a guy in there. From what I've seen, he mediocre. Like I said, if you can get in there and touch him good enough, he'll give you a pick six. Now and also too and now, like I said, that coach, I don't know, Brad.
He's not. His
decision. He made some questionable. He made some very questionable decisions. Because even when they played, especially when they played Florida State, I mean, he made some damn. He was.
Yeah.
I think he went. He should have actually punt. He went for it in their own. They in Florida State. Had field event, and they didn't. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what I said, man. I don't know about that guy.
Yeah. So we'll see. I think he's a better offensive coordinator. But he was a pretty good coach in Washington. But I think this big leagues and this big leagues right here.
Yeah.
So you're talking about SEC ball and you coaching and you've been given the keys to a very expensive car. And you put dings in it already.
And I mean, and you got to give credit. Like I said, man, Georgia's at home. We got the, like I said, you got to throw that. You got to throw that in the mix. You got to, it's the hardest damn place to play. So,
I get it.
Yeah.
But I think all the pressure is on Georgia.
No doubt about that.
All the pressure is on Georgia because if you're Alabama, the majority of the folks played them last year. We beat these guys last year. We can beat them at home. It don't matter. It's Georgia. And we beat them anyway. We used to beat them. And so I think the confidence is on Alabama's side and all the pressure is on Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
All the pressure is on Georgia. So we'll see what happens this weekend. We got to keep it moving, guys. Real quick, before we move to the pros, just number 5 team is the number 5 team. AP poll is Georgia. Number 4 is LSU. Penn State's number 3. We talked about it earlier. Miami's number 2, and Ohio State is number 1 team in the country.
Yes.
In terms of AP poll. So there are no surprises there. We see if this thing changes over the weekend. NFL guys, let's go. Browns upset Packers 13-10. Who saw that coming? Messed up everybody's parlay. Me neither, Lou. They messed up everybody's parlay, man.
You
Uh,
know, but you know
go
what's
ahead.
funny? What's funny about the Browns? What's funny about the Browns? And nobody, maybe people are recognizing them, but the Browns got defense, man.
Oh,
Um,
they do. They
they
really do.
got they got a they hey they got. As long as you got a defense, you're gonna be in some ball games, and
Yeah,
and that's what I got out of that game.
yeah,
Both
yeah,
teams got good defenses, and it was just a matter of Browns got the timely possessions and made made it happen.
yeah.
Hey, they pulled it out, man. But give credit that Cleveland Brown defense, man. They got a defense,
They
no
do.
doubt about that.
They really do. I give them credit for that also. Low scoring game, and you got a good defense, man. You got a chance against the Packers. You play a
That
physical
damn
style of
what's the
defense.
guy Miles Garrett, man?
Yes, sir.
He's a beast, man.
Yes,
That
sir.
guy's a beast.
He is. He
As a matter
dangerous
of fact,
man.
I saw a little bit of that game, and they would dub. You know what was funny? They would dub. They had to damn near get three guys on that guy.
Yeah,
I mean, two guys wouldn't even do.
yeah.
He was just taking their lunch money.
Sure was. He really was.
I mean, I'm just
He really
being
was.
honest, man.
He
Sheesh,
really
that
was.
that dude is a load.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a huge low. What do you think? And I'm gonna move on. What do you think about the quarterback situation in Cleveland? Is Shador finally gonna get the nod sometime throughout the season, or you think they're gonna keep moving with Flacco?
Well, Prime
Lou?
Prime says he says his son's gonna get it. Eventually he's gonna start.
Yeah.
Prime, hey, Prime. If anything, Prime knows something I mean, that's his son, so he got the
Yeah.
inside information. So I don't think his son
Yeah.
ain't just telling him, pops, hey, just chill. Everything looking good. I think I'm gonna get it. So I
Yeah.
think I think there's something there. So I'm gonna go and say, yay, man. I mean, I think we may just see that. I think it's
Yeah.
something there. I don't think Dion would be you know, just out here, just talking it up if he didn't feel that couldn't happen.
Hmm.
That's just my point on it.
What
You
you
know,
think about that? What you
what
think
you
about
say,
it, Lou?
Lou?
Wait, say it again.
What you think Shador Sanders is gonna get to start sometime throughout the season for Cleveland?
I think he's gonna get a start. I mean, hey, if the Giants are gonna go with Jackson Dart, why not?
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
But what's funny? What's
Well
funny
said.
is here's it now, and I shouldn't. Well, I'm gonna put it out there. The Giants. I don't know what to say about the Giants, but I will say this: Jackson Dart. Okay, I get it. You want to see what the young guy can do. Mark my words. I said it on the show. Mark my words. Before this season over with, Russell Wilson gonna be back in his starting position.
Hold your breath.
Maybe,
mark
maybe,
my mark my words. I said it on the show. I said it on the show.
maybe.
Brad said
Not that.
maybe.
I won't be surprised. And look, guys, the Chargers edged the Broncos 23-20. That was an excellent game. I think Broncos got a really good team, guys. I think
Yeah.
Sean Payton, I think he's doing a great job coaching that squad, man. So they got a really good defense, special teams. Broncos, yes, sir. The Bucks, man, the Bucks keep finding a way. The Falcons are finding a way to lose, and the Bucks are finding ways to win. So
Baker
they
Baker
Yeah.
edge,
hey, Baker Mayfield, man.
they
Um
edge a last minute field goal. They edge the Jets. Sorry about that, Luke. But
Yeah.
yeah,
But
yeah,
what about the Eagles game final? Oof.
yeah. I mean, those Eagles, and I hated that. Being, I followed the Rams for a long time. So yeah, I picked the Rams to win that game. Thought they were good enough to win. They probably should have won the game.
No, but I mean
Yeah,
the last play out, was
yeah,
last play was, and that's what still did. Like that was like a he. That was like a moment of like he did what?
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know what's funny, and that's another thing. Jets is that same, and Lou probably can vouch for this. I feel like the Jets, just like they remind, they kind of make me think about the Browns. They got a good defense. They're gonna be
Well,
in
where's your
ball
op?
games. Um, I it's interesting how like you said, the Bucks somehow know that they edged it out. But I tell you, man, the Jets, I can see the Jets really making the play, making a wild card if they can somehow get a
Yeah,
string of wins together. I can see them
yeah,
making a wild card.
yeah,
They got the pieces, man. I mean, even Justin Field. I mean, granted, if as long as you can keep him healthy, but I think you got enough to get there.
yeah, yeah. I do. If you can keep Justin Fields healthy and get this offense cooking, I think you got something. And now they're not going to topple the Bills, which I think the
No,
Bills
no, no, they're not gonna do
probably
that. But
the Bills is probably the best team in the league. But I think the Jets got something though. I think they're
I
building
agree
on.
with you. Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I want to say that they found their quarterback, which has been the thorn in their side for a long time, really trying to sell in on a good quarterback of the future. And if you keep him healthy, I think you got something. I think you got something in New York. But the Bucks keep finding ways to win. Mike Evans goes out. Uh, all kinds of players are out on both sides of the ball for the Bucks, but they keep finding ways to get scrappy and win. That's what it's all about. Winning football game. It can be
Hmm.
ugly. I mean, when
Hmm.
you know how to scrap and win ugly games, that's a dangerous team.
Yeah.
It's not always about the pretty wins. It's a lot of times about the ugly wins because it's how you go about it, the journey. So I think that's some good stuff. Look, guys, Panthers and the Falcons. Panthers embarrassed the Falcons 30 to nothing. Okay. Nobody saw that coming.
Nope, not even me.
Yeah, nobody saw that coming. Um, Not a whole lot to say about that if you're a Falcons fan. I don't think that the Panthers did anything extraordinary to the Falcons to kind of, they just were predictable. The defense knew what they wanted to do, and they were predictable. And we couldn't coach ourselves out of paper bag with that.
Mm.
We couldn't do that. We couldn't. I thought the defense played pretty well. But the special teams could not. The special teams could not get it right. Special
Nope.
teams, you go out there to set the tone. I thought the first series for the Falcons was pretty good, but you go out there and you get 3 points and you miss. Bad. Go out there again and get another 3 point, you miss again. Bad.
Yeah.
So I think your kicker blew. I mean, it doesn't win the game for you, but at least it puts some points. It gets the goose egg off the board. If your kicker can put it close through the uprights. And in addition to that, on special teams, you're running into each other. You don't know where you're going. And so guys are running into each other, can't even return kicks now. Penix, this is the worst game that I've seen from him as a pro. We couldn't run the ball, couldn't pass the ball, didn't look for pitch. Pitch throwing scud missiles to folks, the open receivers. Receivers not getting open. When they are open, he can't get the ball to them. One carry by Tyler Algier, only 13 carries by Bijan Robinson. Just bad. So Falcons make some changes. It's just bad. Nothing to talk about if you're a Falcons fan. So if you move on to this week's game, Hova, you play against the Commodores, and and you make some changes before you go to some coach. You fire the wide receivers coach, which I'm like, that's just window dressing. But I think the good move is that you move your offensive coordinator from the booth down to the field to the community. It makes no sense that you call a doggone timeout because Tyron, you can't communicate with your quarterback to call the play on time to get a play in. So because you can't do that and your communication is off, you got to call a timeout. You come back in and you still get a delay of game right after that. Oh my God. That is maddening. Who does that? Who does that? So look, coach said, I tell you what, bring your behind down here on this sideline. We're gonna eliminate the middleman. Do you guys realize that if he's in the booth, he's got to get the play down to a guy or to another guy to get the play, and it probably needs to be vetted, coach, like what we're doing. Then you got to get that to the quarterback. Quarterback gets to play. You got to make sure that you get the right personnel on the field. Okay, now you're down to 10 seconds. Now everybody got to get set. Everybody got to be in position. Don't nobody know where they're supposed to be. All right, now we're down to 5 seconds. All right, set. Now I only got less than 5 seconds to find out what the defense is doing. And do I have the right personnel on the field to run a play on the defense that they put against us? And if not, then I need time to audible out. If I don't audible, either it's a delay of game or this play is going to hell. That happened all day on Sunday. That kind of stuff. That's why I said preseason. Preseason may not be everything, but that's the kind of stuff in terms of protocol and procedures that you should have been working on in preseason. And maybe a preseason game with a young quarterback helps him out to work through those kinds of kinks, other than a controlled practice. I'm done with it, Hov. I'm done.
Man. I think you hit it on the nail.
I'm done.
I feel like definitely the team was flat. And you're right, the good, there was really no major injuries. The bad still not stopping the mobile QBs, And then of course the ugly just got a goose egg up there. But I think Raheem, he definitely had to make some changes. His job, that's his job. They, he has to make some changes, especially when you get a performance like they had.
Yeah.
The questions I have though, I personally think he should have been had his offensive coordinator on his damn sidelines. To be honest, I'm not really sure. Maybe the offensive coordinator needs to be in the booth so he can see everything. He got a better look and see what's going on, and that's the reason why he's calling plays from the booth than on the sidelines. But personally, I think the offensive coordinator needs to be on the sideline. The defensive, all those guys, the head guys need to be on the sidelines, and maybe you could put the other position guys up in the damn booth. I don't know. Maybe they can see something. I don't know. I don't know about that booth thing, but I do think they need to be on the sidelines to be able to at least till you get to the point to where you guys are making things happen, and then maybe you can move them up in the booth. When you kind of feel like you're on the same page.
Yeah.
But that goes back to what you just said. Working out the kinks in preseason. That's what you do in preseason. You try to work all that out. They try to make sure everybody's on the same page. Because you can't get that. You can't get that in a practice. So, that seriously. I mean, that's what it boils down to.
Yeah. So with that, we got the Commanders, Commodores, whatever they are. We got them this weekend at home, to where they have key injuries. Receiver just got hurt. He got a leg injury. He will not be playing. Quarterback Daniels, I don't know. He's 50-50. If not, Mariota is in there. And they have some significant injuries coming on the road. And you have your former coach, Dan Quinn, is coming back home. And he wants nothing more than to have a game ball presented to him at the end of the game. I'm just saying, you cannot let that happen. All I'm saying, both jobs on the line, heads gonna turn, things is changing. Everybody was smiling in preseason. Now we're here today. Your season on the line already. 4 games in and your season is on the line. You played 2 division games. You lost both of them. Okay, so Falcons have no choice. This is a do or die game. You know what Lou? What did they call those wrestling matches back in the day? Something go home cage matches or whatever they call. I forgot what they call that cage match. The Texas something match they used to have with Hacksaw, not Hacksaw, but with Standing Man Hanson with the cowbells and stuff.
Yeah.
Nick Slater, those matches. And so that's what it's gonna have to be. It's gonna have to be dirty. It's gonna have to be nasty. Whatever these guys got in them, they're gonna have to bring intestinal fortitude with them on Sunday. I know that if they do not win on Sunday, this city gonna burn down. It's gonna burn, baby, burn. Everything is gonna be on and popping. It's gonna be plenty of smoke in Atlanta on Sunday night if they do not win this game. That's all I'm saying. Folk tired, folk fed up. Raheem got heat on him. Folk tired of listening to him, tired of seeing him. Either can he really do what he's supposed to do? Everybody been tired of Zach Robinson. Everybody want to kick him out of Atlanta yesterday. People got questions about Penix. Now, look, he's a young quarterback. You got to help him. Okay? So there's a lot of questions or our receivers. Okay, what's going on? So there's a lot of questions, a lot of expectations. And the biggest thing is, do the Falcons win or not? I'm going to send it to Lou, then I'm going to send it to Hova on this game, and we're going to go through some more picks and move on. So Lou, Falcons and Washington, who wins this game? It's a home game for Atlanta.
I hate to say it, but the Commanders.
All right. He's got the command. Lou's got the Commanders, and Atlanta's going to burn on Sunday night. So, Hova, who you got in this matchup? Quit being a homer.
This game could go either way. I mean, Vegas odds, they got Atlanta -1 right now.
Yeah.
So that you know,
that tells you something.
That tell you right there, it could go either way. So I feel like this game probably is going to come down to whoever has the ball last to maybe could get that field goal in.
Yeah.
I don't think Jaden Daniels gonna play. I don't think he's gonna play. I think they want to let him, let him rest on that. So Mariota gonna come in. It's gonna be an interesting game. I'm gonna go with the Falcons by a field goal.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I see it, man. You notice I said by a field goal. So, if if that doesn't happen, then they probably end up losing. So I'm going. Like I said, man.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it. I see it as Falcons. The game script. Falcons. They have the ball in the end with a chance to win it.
Yeah.
Because at that point in time, I think Washington is going to be winning. That's exactly what I think.
Yeah.
And they're going to have a chance to win it. That's what I see. That's what I see as for the game script.
I agree. I agree. I see like a 21-24 something. I don't know, just a real close game. I don't even know we're gonna score that many points, but
hell, I could see,
2017 or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, but, I could even see it being 17-18 shit.
Yeah, that kind of thing. So I'm going Falcons on this one, reluctantly, but I think this is it. We lose this game the whole season. I think this whole team is in some serious turmoil. You don't win this game.
If we don't win this game, I agree with you. Not to say they can't turn it around, but it's gonna be a damn hard battle to fight. No doubt about that.
It's gonna be tough. All right, guys, let's move on.
Sorry, but goodbye if it happens.
Yeah. Damn. So look, man. We got the Eagles that are going down to Florida to play Tampa Bay. Who you got in that one, Lou, between Philly and Tampa Bay?
As much as I hate to do it, I gotta go the Eagles. Even though I don't want to.
Yeah. Hova?
Eagles.
I think Tampa Bay is gonna find a way to win this one, the little lucky bastards. So I think they're gonna find a way to luck their way to a victory. They've been lucky all year. We have the Colts going to LA to play the Rams. So we got the Colts versus the Rams. Who you got in that one, Lou?
Rams.
Woo! Who you got in that one, Hova?
I'm going with the Colts.
Yeah, I'm going with the Colts in a close one right here. I think they got the Rams by 3.5. I like the Rams, but the Colts are hot, man. I don't know if y'all guys been watching lately, but they're hot. We got Baltimore against Kansas City. Who you got in that one, Lou?
Wait, say it again. Kansas City. Who else?
Baltimore Ravens in Kansas City.
I gotta go. I gotta go. I can't see the Ravens have been, a major letdown this year. So
Yeah, good point. Who you got in that one, Hova?
yeah, yuck.
Man, it's gonna be a good game. Not to go with the Ravens, man. I think the Ravens gonna find a way.
Yeah, they better. They've been finding ways to lose games, man. I swear they have. They
Yeah.
have found. They look like the Falcons. Find it. Well, I take that back. They don't look. Nobody looks bad as the Falcons, but they've been looking good until they don't. They've been fumbling. Derrick Henry fumbling the ball late has not been good. They need to figure that out. Kansas City don't look that great either. And Baltimore owes them one. I'm going with Baltimore on this one reluctantly. I'm going with Baltimore. Last pick, guys. We got Green Bay going to Dallas. Lou, who wins that game?
I'm gonna say Packers.
Oh, who you got? Who you got in that one, Hova?
I'm going with to the Cowboys and Packers, right?
Yes, sir.
Cowboy. I'm going to Cowboys, man.
Ooh-wee. I think the pack is back, and Michael Parsons is going to have 2 sacks and an unsportsmanlike.
Oh well, yeah, he's definitely gonna make his name heard that day, no doubt about that.
Oh yeah, he's gonna put hands on Dak that day with pleasure. So yeah, with that being said, Lou, take us on, brother.
All right, Enhanced Sports Show rolls on Saturday, 4 6 p.m. Eastern Time, covering the last week of the races for MLB, but some hot pennant races, playoff races to be determined. I wouldn't be surprised if some of them were not resolved till Sunday afternoon, because it might come to that. But we'll keep tabs on it. Also,
Yep.
NHL preseason. We'll discuss the NBA season as the preseason starts next week as well. College and NFL football. We'll also take a look at the progress of the Writers' Cup, which starts on Friday, and that's generally in my area. So I'll be keeping a special interest on that. And of course, WWE, UFC wrestling.
Oh yeah.
As well. Your thoughts and comments? This date in sports history, sports trivia. Your thoughts and comments? And the best and worst of the month, of course, for September, and the ridiculous sign of the week. And oh boy, if I got a ridiculous sign for you, especially if you're football fans from the last 50 years, you don't want to miss this. So, some of you already know what I'm talking about. So remember, the number is 512-543-4662. Again, from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't forget to like and share the Facebook page. And remember, we're on Facebook Live.
Sounds good. Appreciate that, Lou.
Sounds good.
Sure.
Awesome. Thanks for joining the show, Lou. Want to thank everybody else joining the show tonight. Until next time, next week, back channel, 9:00. Speak on it. Welcome to the Brandon Hova. Thank you for joining the Brandon Hova Show. Till next time, speak on it, y'all.
Speak on it.